wanted to ask you about Marcus Smart and the impact he had on this series. I mean, they lose a starter and they replace him with a guy coming off the bench. Now, obviously, he's a veteran, but just how he changed this series.
He does what he does, man. He had his impact. We've seen it, from the year he's got into the league. Every year he continues to get better on the offensive end. Defense, as you see, is an all-defense caliber type of player, making all the hustle plays, making big shots, blocks, steals. He's big for them. He's a big X factor for them. And he plays well. They're really hard to beat. So I think for our series, I think having him start probably was better. Not saying that they get better with Gordon out, but I think having more minutes with him helped them in our series for sure. Just with the style of play that we play and the style that they play against us. So, like most teams, when you got that many weapons and sometimes when one goes out, it makes them that much more dangerous because other guys get more opportunities. So, tip your cap to them, man. They played a heck of a series, and they earned it, and they were the better team today.
You guys have been so good through this playoff in terms of protecting the ball and limiting turnovers, and then tonight it just seemed so out of character. And any explanation for why the turnovers were as high as they were?
No, I don't have that answer.
All right, appreciate that, Fred. Thanks.
Next question will be from Stephen Luongo at Sportsnet. Go ahead, Stephen.
Hey, Fred. It's been a long, very bizarre season, where you guys kind of shut down, then you resumed like there in Orlando. Can you just reflect on just the way the season has gone for you guys?
It's hard to do that right now, to be honest with you. But I think when you look back on the entire season and the work that we put in, I think we can be proud of ourselves, but it's hard to feel that way right now after that performance we just had. So all in all, I thought, I'm proud of the effort that our guys gave, especially coming off a championship and losing what we lost and coming into the season. And the only people that expected us to be good were the people in our locker room. So I'm proud of that part, but I don't have the most positive perspective right now after losing, a game 7 that I thought we had many chances to win. So like I said, give Boston credit, but probably going to sit in this one for a while and just let it hurt for a while.
And I know you just said that you're probably going to be sitting in this loss for a little while, but just because I'm not sure when we'll next get to speak to you guys, obviously this is a big offseason for you. Have you given it any thought at all?
Yeah, of course, I'm a free agent, so I think about it every day. Basketball is pretty easy for me, so I can separate that when I'm on the court. It doesn't affect the way I play or the way I approach my professionalism every day, but sure. Coronavirus gave me a new perspective on life, and I'd like to think I already had a good perspective, but definitely put things in perspective, and so we'll wait and see, how free agency plans out, but at the end of the day, I'm not writing the check myself, so I just got to wait and see what happens. And I feel good about the year that I had. I wish it would have ended with a championship, but that didn't happen for us.
Thanks a lot, Fred.
Thanks, Stephen. Next, we'll go to John Scott from TNT. I think he has a question for you in person there.
Right here. So much has happened in the NBA bubble. So as your journey comes to an end, we're just asking players to give us their last words as to recap the NBA experience.
I'm ready to go home.
Next question will be Ryan Wallstatt from the Toronto Sun. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah. Hey, Fred. I know you just mentioned that things changed, that the coronavirus kind of changed your perspective. Can you just elaborate on that at all? How it, in terms of free agency or just in general, how that changed your perspective on things?
Just life in general. I think you never sit down for that long and just reflect on how your place and where you are and your job and what you do and your family, and being at home for that long gives you a lot of time to think and reflect on things. So I'm sure, like all of us, everybody's jobs were in jeopardy. I wasn't sure what was going to happen with the league. I wasn't sure about next year with the cap and what the numbers would look like. So it put a lot of things in perspective. So just speaking on that in general, it just changed the way you view everything. and makes you appreciate things a little bit more. So, like I said, I think that people have been talking to me all year about how much money I'm going to make this summer, and I'm a skeptical person, so I got to wait and see to believe it. So that's kind of what I'm speaking to there is I'm not looking ahead, or I was never looking ahead all year. I was focused on trying to win a championship with this team, and we got the opportunity to come back here in the bubble and give ourselves a chance, and that's all you can ask for.
I got you. And just when you're talking about this loss is going to sit with you, does it make it tougher knowing that you're not sure about yourself, but there's so many key guys that are up that probably it won't be the same team coming back? Does that make it tougher to not to be a downer, but to recognize that fact?
Yeah, that's part of it. I mean, some of these guys, you don't know if you'll see them. You don't know if you'll play with them. So, yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough. I think we got a lot of free agents this season. So, everything's up in the air. So it makes it that much tougher to go out on a loss, and you have hope to continue to compete for a championship, and our team was definitely good enough to do that. We just didn't play up to that performance level long enough in these playoffs.
Thank you. Thanks for putting up with us all year.
Next, we'll go to C-Rat from Yahoo Sports.
Hey, Fred. Sorry about that. Is there anything that you can say to Pascal in a moment like this?
Said I'm proud of him, and I love him, and he's my brother, and I go to war with him any day, and I know that he didn't play up to his standard, and he didn't play the way that he would have liked to, but I loved his effort and his intensity, and he never pointed fingers. He never turned into a bad teammate. He kept trying, and it didn't work out for him. So it's part of the journey. Everybody has ups and downs with their play, and unfortunately that his came at this time, but it happens. It happens to everybody. There's guys making $40 million a year that struggle in the playoffs, and that's what makes the playoffs. So future is bright for Pete, and I know that with his work ethic and his attitude, this moment will make him that much more better. So I'm proud of his development and how far he's come. We came in together, and he continues to get better each year. So I'm excited for him to get back to work and come back a better player next year.